What's up, you guys? So this is going to be your task number 2 for getting adequate sleep and waking up restful. So last week I talked about trying to find your passion, and which will help you get motivated to get up out of bed and start learning more about that. If you've written some things down, hopefully that gets those brain waves thinking about something that you enjoy and are passionate about, so you can start learning more about that and having a reason to get up out of bed. That's very important. So if you started dabbling into that, write it in the comments below. I would love to know what you're looking into your passion. So that's so comment with that, and I would love to hear from that. This week we are going to talk about how to get a restful night's sleep, and this week we're going to implement trying to get you back into that circadian rhythm. So from the beginning of time, like all animals have a wake-sleep cycle that correlates with the rising and setting of the sun, including us. That is how we are programmed. So when you wake up in the morning and you see that light coming into your eyes of the sun, it triggers a lot of responses inside the body. I don't know if you knew that, but that light coming into your eyes and you looking at the sun, and when it rises, it triggers some hormone response inside your body. It triggers cortisol, for one. Cortisol, I know a lot of you many people correlate cortisol with a negative thing, but cortisol is a very important hormone. You have to have that. Cortisol helps you get up out of bed. It helps you just get moving. You need that to get up and get going. So cortisol is very, very important. The other thing that light does when it comes into your eyes, it suppresses melatonin. So melatonin is your sleep hormone. So when you go to bed, before you go to bed, when you turn off the lights and it's nice and quiet and no stimulation, melatonin starts coming into your body to help you relax and go to sleep. But we have really screwed that up in the last century or so with all the digital stuff that has been implemented in our lives. The TVs, the smartphones, the computer screens. That has disrupted our sleep cycle so much. So the artificial lights that just shine so bright in our eyes suppresses melatonin. You don't get the melatonin that you're supposed to go to sleep. What it does, that artificial light in your eyes at night when you're supposed to be going to bed, that artificial light, it disrupts everything on the inside because your body's confused. It thinks that you are supposed to be awake. Like, it's thinking, oh my gosh, the sun's here, you got light, we're supposed to be awake. So it'll stimulate some cortisol, it'll suppress the melatonin, and then you have a hard time falling asleep. So how do we fix that? What I want you to do this week is I want you to start implementing, maybe start with an hour before you go to bed, maybe start 2 hours before you go to bed, to turn off the digital stuff. Turn off your phone. Don't look at screens. Maybe read a book. Go for a walk when it's, the sun's down. Maybe go for a little bit of a walk. I don't know, play chess. Something that doesn't involve light, that artificial light that's going into your eyes. That way your body starts winding down. It doesn't see the sun. It doesn't see those digital screens to make it think that it's supposed to be awake. It starts bringing melatonin into your body so you can relax and go to sleep. So I want you to start thinking about that before you go to bed. It's going to be hard. I have struggled with this a lot. What I have found that helps me is, and I have an iPhone, so I don't know if it's on all phones, but I know it's on iPhones. There's a setting. If you go in your settings, it has a nighttime dimmer basically on it. So at nighttime, when the lights start going down, it takes that bright light and turns it into a yellow screen. And that's not so harsh into your eyes. And that's something you can start thinking about inside your home too. So the lights at night, like your light bulbs and stuff, they should be, if you're going to turn a light on, it shouldn't be the bright white lights. It should be like the yellow ones that aren't so bright, so it's not stimulating the cortisol. So you want it to kind of be a dim, soft, brown, yellow lighting. The other thing that you can look into are they have like blue blocking glasses that you can purchase. Like if you have to, absolutely have to, for work purposes, get on your phone or computers at night when you're supposed to be resting, they have the blue light blocking glasses, and you can look on those on Amazon. They're probably pricey. I think the last time I looked at some, they were like 50 or 60 bucks for a good pair. But they're just glasses, and they block out that light that you have to look at. But if you don't have to have those, bring the lights down, read a book, start getting your body used to getting back to that circadian rhythm. So important. That will start helping you get a better night's sleep. Then I know shift workers, I've been there, done that. The shift workers, we are up at night when we're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be sleeping. That is very, very hard. So obviously you can't wear the blue blocking glasses while you're at work, unless you sit behind a desk or something. But as a nurse, it's a little difficult to do. So what I suggest with that is when you get off work, the last thing you want to do is put more light in your eyes. Do a quick email check, or allow yourself maybe 30 minutes to look at your emails or whatever you need to do, and then shut it off. You have to get that bright light out of your eyeballs. Then have that dark room, and that goes for everybody. You have to have a good sleeping space. The sleeping space shouldn't be where you're watching TV and stuff. I know a lot of people have TVs in their rooms, but that just encourages you to watch it when you're supposed to be in bed. So the bedroom, make sure it's cool. Your body needs to be in a cool state to sleep. And noise, make sure you have no noise in your room, unless you have a fan or something that's got that hum to block out noise is great to have. And then I have blackout curtains in my room. Even though I've kind of transitioned into not a night shift person anymore, I still have the blackout curtains in my room. So it's really dark, it's cool, and I have a humming fan. And I have worked on trying to limit this right here a couple hours before I go to bed, or at least getting into that yellow screen instead of that bright light. So if you're a shift worker, when you get off, make sure you are not stimulating anymore. You need to shut it down, go to sleep, lay there, get a dark room, and hopefully that helps you. So this week every day, I want you to think when you get home from work to allow yourself maybe 30 minutes or an hour or however long you need, but at least an hour or 2 hours before you go to bed, you need to shut off all this artificial and digital lights so you can start producing that melatonin to get you to go to sleep. Okay? I want you to do that this week. Try to start, at 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, to try to work yourself up to 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed. Let's do this. I want you to have a good night's sleep. I want you to wake up restful. When we don't sleep, we trigger so much crap in our body. Cortisol levels are always up. You're in that fight or flight mode. That means you're going to eat more because your body's stressed constantly. You're going to eat carbs. You're going to want to eat sugar. Your brain is going to be on hyper all the time, and then it's going to crash, and then it's going to want new energy and stuff, and it's just a bad cycle to be in when you're on a fight or flight mode constantly inside your body. We have to bring it down, rest, and start getting our hormones in check so we can sleep. Okay, hopefully that helps you. I want to know that you are doing this, so all this week, let me know if you need, if you have a question about something, how I do things, or if you've found something that works for you to get you to not have so much light exposure. Share it. Let's help each other out. Okay. I guess that's it. Sorry. And so that's going to be your task number 2, to sleep and wake up in a more restful state. So task number 2 this week, get rid of the light, and then we'll have another task next week so you can start implementing that stuff a little bit at a time so we can get better mornings. All right, love you guys. Bye.